So this is the 2023 Higher Level Maths Leaving Cert Paper 2, question 4. This question is about circles. So we have an equation of a circle here, x minus h to be squared, y plus 3 to be squared is equal to 12. H is real. Write down the center and radius of the circle C, give your answer in terms of h. Okay, so this is a fairly standard question. The center is just going to be h minus 3. It's just this number here, change the signs. The radius then is, this is the radius squared here, so the radius is going to be the square root of 12. So fairly straightforward, easy mark question. The perpendicular distance from line x minus 4y plus 7 is equal to 0 to the center of the circle C is 5 units. Work out the two possible values for h. Give your answer in third form. From your tables, you know that the distance from a point to a line is given by the modulus of ax1 plus by1 plus c all over the square root of a squared plus b squared. So the equation of our line is x minus 4y plus 7 equal to 0. So that gives us our a, b, and c. So this is our a here, 1. This is our b here, minus 4. And this is our c here, plus 7. Now we also have x1, y1. And that's the point that we're talking about. The point that we're talking about here is the center of the circle. And the center of the circle is h minus 3. So this gives us our x1, y1. So all we've got to do is put these into our equation and work it out from there. So we know that the distance is 5 units. So we can put 5 here. So it's a, which is 1 times x. So it's really 1, if you like, times x1, or x1 is h, plus b, which is minus 4, times y1, which is minus 3, and plus c, which is plus 7. All that is divided by the square root of a squared plus b squared. So our a is 1, which we've got to square, and then we got b, which is minus 4, which we've got to square. So that's it. We just got to work this out. So let's see, we got 5 is equal to the modulus of h. Now we have a minus times minus here, which is plus. So that's going to be plus 12 plus 7 divided by the square root of 1 squared is 1, minus 4 squared is 16, so it's the square root of 17 here. Okay, so let's multiply across by that root 17, so you get 5 root 17 is equal to the modulus of h plus 19. Okay, so we have the modulus of h plus 19 is 5 root 17, so that just means that h plus 19 is equal to 5 root 17, or h plus 19 is equal to minus 5 root 17. So we can work out our two values for h here. H is equal to, so it's 5 root 17 minus 19, or h is equal to minus 5 root 17 minus 19. And that's it really. That's both our answers in third form. I think we were asked to give it in third form. Give your answer in third form. So we just leave it like that. So that's it. Let's move on to the next question. So here we have a circle which is called S, and it passes through these 3 points. Now we have two of the coordinates here, 8 and 1. Here we have a and 3, and here we have a and 5. So in other words, this line here is vertical. The line through these 2 points is vertical, which means halfway between these 2 points, a horizontal line will go through the center of the circle. So if I was to draw that, for example, let's say I drew a line like this, roughly halfway there. The center of the circle here will be on that line. Let's see, we have plus a, plus a, we have plus 3 and minus 5. So that means halfway between minus 5 and 3 is minus 1. You think the distance between minus 5 and 3 is 8. There are 8 units between these two. Half of that is 4. So if you come down 4 from 3, you get minus 1. Or if you come up 4 from minus 5, you'll get minus 1. So this line here is, it has equation y is equal to minus 1. All the y values along here are minus 1. That just means that the center of our circle here is something minus 1, which means we don't know this here. We're going to have to work that out probably. Find the equation of the circle. Yes, we are. We're going to have to find this coordinate here. So for the moment, I'm just going to call it h. If we think of hk there, I'll just call this one h. So let's see. I didn't read the rest of the question shown in the diagram. Not the scale. A is between 0 and 5, and a is real. The radius of the circle, okay, so we're given the radius is root 20. Find the equation of the circle. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is to look at these three lines here, these three radii. So from here to here, maybe I'll just do that in a different color just to distinguish it. So from there to there, and let's say from here to here. I'm just going to work out these three distances or write them out, and they're all going to be equal to root 20. Let's see what we end up with. So we have the distance between 2 points. So if you look at the blue line here, I'm going to do that one first. So remember from your tables, the distance is the square root of x2 minus x1 to be squared plus y2 minus y1 to be squared. So let's look at these two first. So we need x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to start here, h minus a. So this is, let's say, distance number 1. And that is the square root of h minus a to be squared plus minus 1 minus 3 to be squared. And remember, this is equal to root 20. I'll put that in later on. So we have the distance is equal to h minus a to be squared plus minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4 squared plus 16. Now remember, that's equal to the square root of 20. That's what we're told here. So what we can do is square both sides. That'll give me, let's see, h minus a to be squared plus 16 is equal to 20, or just h minus a to be squared is equal to 4. Leave it like that for the moment. Let's just call this equation number 1 for the moment. Let's have a look at another distance then. Let's look at the distance from this point to this point here. Let's call that distance 2. So that's going to be the square root of, again, h minus a to be squared plus minus 1 minus 5, which is plus 5 to be squared. Actually, this is going to turn out to be the same as this one here, I think. So it's just going to be the square root of h minus a to be squared plus minus 1 plus 5 is 4 squared 16. And again, remember, that's equal to the square root of 20. So yeah, we're going to end up with the same thing here. So that just means then that, well, take away the square both sides, you're going to get h minus a to be squared is equal to 20, plus 16 is equal to 20. Bring the 16 over and you get 4. So that's really the same as this one here. So that's not really going to do anything for us. So hopefully this one will do something here. So I'm going to look at this, the center point, and this one here now, 8, 1. So let's call this distance number 3. So that's going to be the square root of, let's take h minus 8 to be squared plus minus 1 to be squared. So that will give me h minus 8 to be squared plus minus 1 is minus 2 squared, 4. And again, this is also equal to the square root of 20. So let's just follow this on then. We have, or we can, square both sides again. So you get h minus 8 to be squared plus 4, I'm going to bring that over as well, is equal to 20. 20 minus 4, 16. This is equation number 3. Okay, from this I can work out what h is. So let's do that. So we would have h minus 8 to be squared is equal to 16, square root both sides. That gives h minus 8 is equal to plus or minus 4. So we have h minus 8 is equal to plus or minus 4. So there are two answers for h then. H is going to be plus 4 plus 8, which is plus 12, or minus 4 plus 8, which is plus 4. So we've got two values for h here, 12 and 4. So you got to work through both of these to find our values, or our value for a. Now remember, a is between, I think it was 0 and 5. So let's see which one of these gives us an a between 1 and 5. So let's take h is equal to 12 first. Take h is equal to 12. So we can take this equation here, for example. So let's put in 12 there. So that will give us 12 minus a to be squared is equal to 4. That gives me, let's see, 12 minus a. It's equal to plus or minus 2. That gives me minus a is equal to minus 2 minus 12 is minus 14, or plus 2 minus 12 minus 10. So this is not going to work because our a values here are a is equal to 14 or 10. So this is not going to work. A can't be 14 or 10. So we've got to look at the other h value. So the other h value is h is equal to 4. So hopefully this will work out for us. So again, this is going to be 4 minus a to be squared is equal to 4. So let's work through that. That'll give me 4 minus a is equal to plus or minus 2. That'll give me minus a is equal to plus 2 minus 4, which is minus 2, or minus 2 minus 4, which is minus 6. That will give me an a between 1 and 5. So we got a is equal to 2 or 6, so it can't be 6, so it has to be 2. So a is 2 when h is 4. So these are our two answers, if you like, to this part of the question anyway. So h is equal to 4 and a is equal to 2. So the question asks, find the equation of the circle S. Find the equation. So we now have the center and we have the radius. So the answer then is x minus h, which is 4 to be squared, plus y minus k. Now remember, the center of the circle is h minus 1. That's what we started with. So the k, if you like, is minus 1. So minus 1 is plus 1 to be squared, and then that's equal to the radius squared. The radius was the square root of 20, so square that, you get 20. So that's it, and that's it for this question.